Hey everyone, my name is Troy from Tech Games Etc. And today I have to rant today about Zelda. Now, before I go any further, I want to tell y'all up front, this is not a video where I'm here to bash Zelda. I'm here to bash Nintendo. I'm here to troll. Actually, I respect Zelda as a franchise. I remember playing Ocarina of Time, but sadly, the last Zelda I played was Majora's Mask. So, in the title, as it states, does Zelda need a reboot? And what I mean by reboot is, does Zelda need to just scrap everything Zelda did up until this point and start over fresh, start over new, start over with something that's more eye catching, something that's more mature, if I can use that word?
Get him, Joe. Get him, Joe.
And so my answer is hell yeah. Yes, they can. And what spawned this idea of mine was I felt this way for a long time about the Zelda franchise. I remember playing Ocarina of Time. I remember playing Majora's Mask back back in the years. But now since I'm an adult, I think Zelda needs a reboot to cater to a more mature audience. And what spawned this idea of me doing this video was IGN did an article that talked about the 5 possible improvements of the Zelda series, and they put in parentheses real version. Now, at first, this article was an April Fool's joke at first, but the author decided to come back, the writer decided to come back and do an actual list of things Zelda can do to improve their things Nintendo can do to improve their Zelda franchise. And they gave you 5 things, possible improvements, and I just read them off real quick because this video is going to give you my 6 improvements that I believe Zelda should do as a franchise, besides just being a reboot. But I'm just going to go ahead and read off IGN's version first of their improvements just quickly. Number 1, side quests need to matter again. Number 2, more diverse environments. Number 3, shake up the progression formula. What they mean by this is instead of just doing the whole, okay, go to dungeon to dungeon to dungeon to dungeon, just go ahead and do something else just to shake up that, progression formula of how you go about your adventure as Link. Number 4, change the role of sidekicks. Pretty much, this article is just pretty much having like a sidekick that brings life to the adventure, life to the experience of you playing the game. And number 5, add separate difficulty modes. Now I'm going to leave this article, I'm going to leave a link to this article in the description below. Y'all can go ahead and read it. But I'm going to make this video quick like I said. I'm going to give you my top 6 improvements I believe Zelda needs to do. I'm going to start from my number 1 being the strongest to the lightest being my number 6. My number 1, harder difficulty. I believe Zelda needs to be harder. I think they should have 3 tiers of difficulty. They should have a easy, normal, hard, and they can add a 4th one, very hard. Or a 5th one, super hard. Because if you love Zelda, if you love difficulty, you will play a game over and over again with the hardest difficulty if you love it. Now, to what difficulty am I talking about? Not just boss fights, but also something IGN said in their article as well, where they change up the whole dynamic of the game. The puzzles get harder. The adventures get harder. Everything dealing with like puzzles, monsters, anything that's the challenge to Link itself will be awesome. Now, to what difficulty am I talking about? I think one of the best games that did the most hardest difficulty was God of War. I think God of War to me was one of the most balanced difficulties I've played. Even God of War Origins, the Trial of Archimedes, where they had to release a patch to make it easier. Actually, it was pretty easy once you figured out how to play how to play the Trial of Archimedes. Archimedes, it can be beaten before patch, and I've done it before. My number 2, mature content. Mature content dealing with the storyline, combat, character design, and voice acting. I believe we've been waiting too long as anybody who loves Zelda, who loves the franchise. I think it's time to really upgrade, especially with the voice acting. Voice acting would be, it would take that experience deeper. Have a nice voice for Link and everyone else he comes across. Have nice voice acting for Zelda. Have nice voice acting for any character you come across. Because I think now in 2013, to not have voice acting and just have text, or just have him groaning, or just have them talking like they're Pokemon or something, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll just have, like, you remember, like, Banjo-Kazooie, how they talked, it was just a sound effect, and you just read the text? Something like that, where it shouldn't be like that. But nice character voice acting. Also dealing with the mature content, storyline. People being dying. Have a mature storyline where Link just have mature storyline. I don't know in what direction what I mean by mature storyline. I'm not saying Link has to have sex with Zelda or something, but just have a mature storyline. As soon as it starts, it's like, whoa, this right here is a different Zelda experience. Now, mature content dealing with combat. I would love to see some type of impaling, some type of blood. I'm not saying it has to be blood splattering around like he's in God of War, but a nice, like, when it deals with combat, have nice combat features that are mature, on a mature level. Does he have to cut off people's heads? No, not really, but have like a splash of blood, like have like a little bit of speck of blood, especially when he swings his sword. Some type of blood. It don't have to be like Splatterhouse. Also, mature content dealing with character design. I would love to see like the new reboot of Zelda, of Link, excuse me, a reboot of Link, to have some type of armor. He can still keep like the traditional green outfit, but incorporate it with like armor, incorporate it with like shield, incorporate it where you'll see the wear and tear of Link. Like when you play Tomb Raider, like the new Tomb Raider 2013, how you saw throughout the game the wear and tear of Lara Croft. When you play Batman Arkham City and Asylum, I think it happened. I know it happened in Arkham City, but I don't know if it happened in Arkham Asylum, where you can see the wear and tear of Batman as he progresses through the game. And just have nice character designs where it's a mature presentation. My number 4, I don't know if the series does this or not, but I would like to have, when they have voice acting, you can have an option to listen to it in Japanese with English subtitles or not. Or have, you know, English voiceovers, but you can have an option to have Japanese voiceovers with subtitles. Like, I will play a game like that. Unless I'm doing a playthrough or something for my YouTube channel, I wouldn't do that. Or a YouTube movie based off of a video game, in-game cinemas. My number 5. Some type of replay value. When I say replay value, it's dealing with like a survival mode would be nice. I skipped one, didn't I? I skipped my number 3. I'm sorry. Let me go back to number 3. My number 3 would be an all-new fighting engine. I would like to see something like Dragon's Dogma. Yes, I said it. Ever since I played Dragon's Dogma, I think every RPG deserves to have a Dragon's Dogma fighting engine. Imagine Zelda, imagine Link having the ability to scale monsters. Now, I don't know if he can do it in any other Zelda series, But just imagine to that scale. He's scaling an ogre. He's scaling a cyclops. He's scaling a dragon. And he's doing all these sorts of moves and things like that. Like the fighting engine in Dragon's Dogma, I think is one of the best fighting engines I've ever played as far as like revolutionary. I know they probably used that engine in other games that Capcom made, but don't get me wrong, Ocarina of Time's fighting engine was good in its time. I loved the way that Ocarina of Time was when I played it on the Nintendo 64. Very immersive. But let's just take it a step further. If we had like Dragon's Dogma type of battles, it would be epic. Now, back to my replay value. Excuse me about that. Back to my replay value. My number 5. Some type of replay value dealing with like a survival mode where it can be co-op, single player, more side quests. It don't have to be as deep as Skyrim, but nice side quests. I know they'll probably do this like a DLC. That's inevitable dealing with the Wii U. I know DLC, if they had a season pass, that's understandable. But some type of replay value. I'm not saying that the Zeldas before this didn't have replay values. I don't know. Like I told y'all, I don't know. But this is just something that I would suggest. And lastly, my number 6. A new graphical overhaul. Graphic-wise, I really want to see the Wii U be pushed to limits that we haven't seen before. Now, I don't have a Wii U, but as far as what I've seen on YouTube, I don't believe that the Wii U is being pushed to where it needs to be. I know there are other ports of games from other consoles, but this is going to be Nintendo's baby. I want Nintendo's first party titles, not third party, first party titles, get a nice graphical overhaul, a nice presentation dealing with the graphical overhaul. But there you go. There you have it. There go my 6 improvements I believe Zelda franchise should take. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. And thank you so much for watching. See you later. Thanks a lot.